The Porsche Macan is a compact, high-performance crossover. It's actually smaller than the Porsche Cayenne we've all learned to love, and it's based on the same platform as the Audi Q5. But don't let the corporate synergies fool you. This little beastie has a character all its own.
Take a look. Nothing inside or out hints at a connection to any brand besides Porsche. The shape slots smoothly within the German brand's profile while simultaneously carving out a distinct visual niche for itself.
Porsche says the Macan is less like a little Cayenne and more like a big brother to the 911. It sounds an awful lot like marketing hype until you drive the thing. Okay, it's not going to be like a 911, but it's still really good. Enhancing the Macan's dynamic abilities is PASM, or Porsche Active Suspension Management. It comes standard in the Macan Turbo and is optional in the Macan S. With the push of a button, the Macan turns from plush cruiser to taut sports car, wagon thing, crossover.
Porsche also offers an air suspension that automatically keeps the vehicle level regardless of load. Normal ride height with the air suspension is more than half an inch lower than the standard Macan, but activate off-road mode and the vehicle rises 1.58 inches, creating a hair more than 9 inches of ground clearance. Not that many Macan owners will exploit it. The air suspension can also be lowered 0.39 inches, which aids handling and, more importantly, makes the Macan look even cooler.
Power matters. In the Macan, it gets its power from a pair of V6s that are both turbocharged. The Macan S has a 3-liter pumping out 340 horsepower, while the Macan Turbo makes use of a 400 horsepower 3.6-liter. The smart thing to do would be to use all that power to blast up and down super sultry back roads. You could also use that power to tow up to 4,400 pounds, but saddling a fun machine like the Macan with a big trailer feels like a bit of a crime. It's okay, baby. You can expect 0 to 60 acceleration times in the low 5-second range with the S and the mid-4s with the Macan Turbo. With either engine, power is routed to the all-wheel drive system via this 7-speed PDK dual-clutch transmission. That's PDK as in Porsche Doppelkupplungsgetriebe. Just had to show I could say that. Not to overstate things, but the PDK's operation approaches flawless. In day-to-day driving, you don't really feel the gear changes as much as hear them, and when they do happen, they're speed metal fast. Push the sport button, and it increases urgency, but even then, gear changes are never overly abrupt. Yeah, that's how you do a gear change. And one more thing, Porsche seems to have mastered the all-too-tricky art of leaving from a stop with a dual-clutch transmission. Not every car maker can do that smoothly. Well done, Porsche. As you'd expect, interior appointments are excellent. It looks and feels like a proper Porsche in here, right down to the baffling array of buttons right here in the middle. The seats are nicely contoured for excellent comfort and good lateral support, and the people who sit in them will have more than enough space. The Kelley Blue Book semaphore team is active. Move to the back and things get a little bit tighter. Headroom's not terrible. Look, I can clear my head and there's enough knee space. It's just not vast. Oh look, a squishy center armrest with cup holders. Must be made for the American market. Behind me is 17.7 cubic feet of cargo space, which is a pretty paltry number for the category. If you need more room, all I have to do is flip down this seat back, and that number expands to 53 cubic feet, though both the BMW X3 and Audi Q5 handily exceed that number.
According to EPA estimates, the Macan S and more powerful Macan Turbo are similarly efficient, so there's really no reason not to choose the Turbo, aside from its $22,000 premium versus the base $51,000 Macan S, destination included. In now familiar fashion, those prices are simply the beginning of an exciting journey through Porsche's option land. There's a $3,000 infotainment package with navigation and a 7-inch screen, a Sport Chrono package with clock/lap timer, a Sport Plus button and launch control for $1,300, heated front and rear seats for $1,000, then there's ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, a panoramic roof, a $1,400 Bose or a $5,700 Burmester surround sound system, and too many exterior, interior, and material choices to mention. You can even select the color of the seat belts. The option sheet is long, and without proper restraint, it's completely possible to build a more than $115,000 Macan turbo. Well, at least European delivery is free, and even without any options selected, you'll still enjoy bi-xenon headlights, 19-inch wheels, dual-zone climate control, and a power liftgate. When it comes to competitors, the Lexus RX, BMW X3, Audi Q5, and Mercedes-Benz GLK each offer luxury SUV trappings for about $10,000 less than a base Porsche Macan. Even so, the Porsche Macan is in a different dimension when it comes to performance, so direct comparisons are a little bit tricky. One interesting alternative is the Audi SQ5. With 354 supercharged horses, it's actually a hair quicker from 0 to 60 than the Macan S, while also undercutting the Macan's price ever so slightly. Of course, even with a shared structure underneath, the Audi SQ5 just isn't a Porsche.
The Porsche Macan is super cool. It looks good, it's small enough for urban duty, it's comfortable when you need that kind of thing, and it's thrilling to drive. Awesome though it may be, the Macan is not a value. But then again, who on the Porsche lot is looking to stretch a dollar? No, you buy a Porsche because you want one. End of story. So, if you're the kind of person who can afford to buy exactly what you want, and what you want is a tidy, brilliant handling Porsche, but you want something a little bit more pragmatic than a 911, I'm guessing you're really gonna dig the Porsche Macan.
Hey,
Hey,
Porsche?
aren't you that KBB guy?